Mo te kēmu tuaringama, kua tae mai te wā pai tū pai hinga mō te Cup of Breakers i a rātou e tūtaki ana. The Cup of Gold Coast Players kia kite mēnaka o ratoru rātou i tēnei tau. Last week, well, it's probably been the longest playoff run in history before they even playoffs start. That's been the situation for the Breakers over the past month, and they are still alive. Beating the Wollongong Hawks last week, but it will count for nothing if they can't get up again and muster up the courage to take on the Gold Coast Blaze and keep their playoff aspirations alive. E rauranga tira mā koe nei te Papatākaro North Shore Event Centre i Tāmaki Makaurau, ka tutu ai te puehu ki Wainganui te Cup of Breakers me te Cup of Gold Coast Blaze. E o kuranga tira tēnā no ko tokatua. Tau mai kia whakaata Māori te tūranga waiwai o te whakataetai NBL ara nā mātou te maringa nui ki te whakapāho i tēnei tukinga nui. He mea miharo, he mea rawe, he mea whakaharahara i te mea koe nei te kēmu whakamutunga peo te tau mo te Cup of Breakers e tūtaki ana ki te Cup of Gold Coast Blaze. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Te Arahi. It might be great to have you back for more Breakers action. And man, I know I've been saying this for the last month, but this is it. All the marbles on the table tonight. Big game. Breakers taking on the Gold Coast Blaze, and to dissect everything, Brendan Pongia, brother, there are a lot of scenarios up in the air talking about statistical, mathematical chances. But it doesn't count for anything if the boys don't win tonight.
No, it doesn't, and Te Arahi, we talked about it probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, and we said if the Breakers do want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to win every single game. They've been on a roll. Tonight they're against the Gold Coast side that are a bit depleted, only 8 players, no Piero Cameron, no Ubaka, but still they have a formidable lineup. You've got Mika Vakona and Craig Bradshaw, two Kiwi boys that a lot of the Kiwi public will know. Also Adam Gibson at the point, a player that will run the show, and James Harvey at the off guard, a guy that can put teams away if he gets on a roll.
It'll be worthwhile pointing out right now that this won't be an easy walk for the Breakers because the Blaze have pretty much had their measure all season. But I mean, the scenarios is that they need to win tonight, they need to win by 8, and then they need a few things to go their way. Is it possible? Can the Breakers actually make the playoffs?
Of course it's possible. Do the job here at home, win the game, whether they're going to win by 8, 9 points, whatever, then they've got to beat the Cairns Taipans, but they've got to rely on teams like Melbourne. Melbourne are playing against a couple of other teams throughout the next week, so they could cause an upset, so it's very possible that the Breakers could make the playoffs.
It's a very interesting week ahead in the NBL, and for the Breakers, it's a big moment because of the week just gone by, Tony Ronaldson, league legend, has announced that this will be his last season in the NBL. Nō reira ke whakawhiti nai nei ki tēnei tua tangata me ona whakaaro o te kēmu.
Hey Tony, look, it's your 88th appearance for the Breakers tonight. Tell me, how does it feel to have been a Breaker for this long, and how does it feel to you to be a Breaker?
Oh, it's a tremendous honour. I think that sport is about the people, and the clubs are made up of those people, and the Breakers are no different. You know, it's a very special environment to be a part of. Some special people involved, you know, right down from the ownership that filters down to the volunteers. So it's a huge honour for me to finish up my career with a great club.
Are you going to miss the club? Are you going to miss the people of New Zealand?
I'm going to miss everything. You know, this has been my life, not only for 20 years of NBL basketball, but for, you know, 10 years previous to that when I was playing junior basketball every weekend. My mum and dad driving me all around Victoria in Australia. It's, you know, it's been a massive part of my life, and something that I'm going to miss dearly.
Besides experience, what is it you think you brought to this team?
Obviously that's my main thing. Leadership, I suppose, comes with that. You know, I'm not the same player I was 10 years ago, but you know, I can obviously still play the game. You know, we all have strengths and weaknesses, and you know, mine is just being smart out there and a level head, and someone that can, you know, probably just be a little bit calmer than others at certain times. So, I mean, there are different aspects that I thought I brought to the club, but we've got enough people that are involved in the team now that can carry on that, and we've got some great leaders and great experience and some great young guys.
Well, on behalf of New Zealand, I'd just like to say thank you for being a part of the Breakers, and hey, good luck for the future, whatever you may take on. Thank you very much.
Tony Ronaldson quite possibly could be his last home game in the NBL, but here are the top 5 for the Breakers. We're going to hope that they can extend it a little bit longer.
That's right, let's look at the starting lineups. We've got Kirk Penny, Rick Rickett, CJ Bruton, Dylan Boucher, and Paulie Henare at the point. looking at the opposition tonight. Adam Gibson at the point, a key playmaker for the Blaze. Tyson Demos, Mika Vicona, Craig Bradshaw, and the shooting master James Harvey.
No reire hoa mā koe nei ngā kapa. Ka tuki I te pōnei, Scott Becker, Gavin Few, Andy Thackeray. There's the referees for tonight's big clash. We've talked about how important this is for the Breakers, but equally just as important for the Gold Coast Blaze. This win will seal the deal. That will get their guaranteed ticket through to the playoffs. So plenty to play for both teams as tip-off underway. Breakers taking on the Gold Coast Blaze.
Well, Hinari, the top to Boucher. The Breakers will look to get some good inside play early. Boucher backing up his Kiwi teammate. He's Penny off the screen. Nice wide open shot there from Kirk, not falling. Gibson. Harvey. Oh, nice drive by the Kiwi boy. Bradshaw missing the easy layup. Henardi pushing the ball up the court. Nice pass by CJ to Boucher. Nice finish inside for Dylan Boucher. Good play there by the Breakers.
Dylan Boucher, who's expressed his intentions to return. It's a contract year for him, but he wants to be back. He wants to retire as a Breaker, and hasn't he been so valuable for the team? Gibson's first shot, not there, but Mika Vicona picking up the drabs.
Well, that's an area the Breakers are definitely going to have to work on. Boxing out on the boards, controlling the defensive boards. This Blaze side with the likes of Vicona and Bradshaw, they like to crash the boards. Important that the Breakers put a body on those two especially, so that they can control the defensive boards.
Of course, Mika Vicona was a fan favourite here with the Breakers. Now moved on to the Gold Coast Blaze. Undersized generally for a guy who can play power forward and centre, but athleticism is right up there in the league. And the fierce competitors. Henare.
Well, a lot of pressure being put on Paul Henare in the front court.
Good defense by the Blaze. Clock running out. Turnover ball, so.
Good defense by the Blaze. They're switching on everything with Penny when the screens are coming down on Penny. They're switching up. They won't want to let Kirk get going early in this game.
Gibson's 15-foot is no good. Rickett, who returns from injury, so looking at this Breakers lineup, they're at full tilt at the moment as Penny hits his first three of the night.
Well, great play by the Breakers there. Quick outlet, Penny. Wide open on the three-point line for the easy 3 points. Bradshaw there, drawing the foul on Rickett. Driving to the basket.
And that's Rick Rickett's second foul. So it'll be a pretty quick return and a pretty quick exit for Rick Rickett. Early foul trouble.
Yeah, it was a great effort from the Breakers last week. Not having Rickett in the side and dominating so much against the Wollongong Hawks. Craig Bradshaw, great addition to this Blaze side. He didn't start the season with them. He has played under coach Joey Wright before at the Bullets, so understands Wright's systems.
There's Joey Wright. Who in my mind would be one of the top candidates for coaches of the year this season. He's done a fantastic job with the Gold Coast Blaze, who at one stage were on top of the table midway through the season. Penny in the low block, turnaround baseline. Jay's good.
Great play by Kirk Penny. Gibson, the smaller man on Penny. Posted him up. Nice fadeaway jump shot.
Both teams running with fairly small lineups. Bradshaw for three. Short. Boucher comes away with the ball. Bounce past Penny, back door.
Great pass from Boucher. Rickett missing the easy layup.
Energetic start by both teams. Harvey steps out. Great hustle by Demos. Harvey goes baseline shots
great
blocked.
block by Rickett. Nice hustle on the boards by Craig Bradshaw. Strong rebound and strong finish.
So far, the Kiwi connection for the Gold Coast Players doing a good job on the offensive glass. CJ for three.
Once again, great penetration from Boucher. Saw Bruton in the corner, penetrated, nice kick. Bruton finishing off with an easy three-point shot. Miscommunication there on the defensive end.
Adam Gibson will not score 2 easier points in his entire life.
Penny off the screen. Well, a very upbeat start to this game. Both sides trying to stamp their authority.
You hear the ovation there. It means that Tony Ronaldson's checked into the game.
Yes. There we go. Mika Vakona getting called for the moving screen. Here it is here. Mika opening up. Ooh, tough call on Mika. Tough call.
Oh, Paulie H made it count.
Oh, there's the mismatch. Oh, nice pass by the Bear. Too big. You got lots of Gibson on Ronaldson. Good defense. Great defense from Hanari. And one. Oh, tough call. Great defensive play by Vakona. To me, that was a no call, but here we go. Let's have a look at it. Good defense here from Henardi. Boucher. Looks to Mika. Oh, tough call.
Well, he got one back. Might have felt he got robbed a little bit. Call on Paul Henardi. No harm, no foul for the Gold Coast Blaze. To trail the home team, the Breakers, 8-12.
Great D by Boucher. Or was that a pass? Or was that a shot? Maxey there.
There's Vanderjet and Maxey. And they are short on numbers, but it's a 3-man bench. But Goulding, Vanderjet, and Aaron Maxey are 3 very talented players to be bringing off the bench.
Well, it's great to bring Braswell into the game. He's a guy that likes to penetrate and create opportunities. Will cause a few problems to the Blaze defense. Oh, CJ with the hook.
Fast break opportunity in transition for the Blaze, and they make it count.
Yeah, good finish for the Blaze. Gibson getting out and filling the lanes.
Well, Kevin Braswell has come in very late in the cut. But it seems as though he's been here pretty much his whole career. He's gelled well with the team. He's had an immediate impact.
Well, that was a good look for CJ. Wide open shot, good offensive set. both sides realising how important these games are. Vanderjet pushing off there.
Harvey.
Good defence from Braswell. Great defence.
Not giving Harvey an inch of room to breathe.
There's Braswell in the corner. Oh! Braswell with the three. Great penetration from Penny. Finding Braswell in the corner.
It's an accurate start by the Breakers from beyond the three-point line. 3 of 4 already. Braswell, Bruton, Penny, all getting off the mark, and Kupa Poituko who mo te wahanga tuatahi, tūrapa kōkiri, offensive rebound. It's our basketball term in te reo Māori for the first quarter. It's tūrapa kōkiri, offensive rebound.
Well, Maxi then, just before getting called for the travel call. There's a timeout called. Coach Joey Wright wants to chat to his team. Good start for the Breakers. 15-10, plenty of opportunities on the offensive end.
The shot is going to come at the end of the shot clock, all right? Last 5 or 6 seconds, you'll get a good look and be open, all right? Be a little more patient here on offense. With this group they got in now, we can extend a little bit, all right? Braswell's a ball handler. I don't know, the secondary ball handler is CJ's out. CJ's out, yeah. So we want to extend pressure with this group a little bit. A half court 1-2-2, okay? Half court 1-2-2 with this group, all right? Let's go, fellas. Right here, we're in it right here. It's on their bound.
Well, Coach Joey Wright, you heard him say he wants to extend the defence, get the ball out of Braswell's hands, get somebody else to bring the ball up.
And Radio Sport, that's our good whānau, who love everything Breakers and everything basketball. Matt Gunn, he hosts the Breakers Hour, Wednesday at 3 to 4 p.m. You can catch them on Radio Sport, or you can even catch them online, www.radiosport.co.nz.
Well, the Blaze, another back into a man.
Ronaldson off the dribble, winding back the clock.
Great try there by Ronaldson. Took Maxi to the hole. Well, there he is, Harvey, smooth as.
Abercrombie slipped a little bit, and that's all James Harvey needs. The microsecond of time to get his shot off.
Ah, great play. Boucher just driving around Maxwell on the baseline. Oh, Maxi along the baseline. I called him Maxwell. Great hands again from Boucher. Oh, and he finishes it off in style. Well, plenty of subs coming in and out of the game. The Blaze only with 8 players. Here it is, Boucher finishing off with the dunk.
D. Boucher getting up. All the old boys showing they still got some stuff. Vanderjet.
Great tee.
Little body contact. Boy, I tell you, there's a lot of players are playing with purpose on both ends of the court.
Well, they have to. You know, it's that time of the year. And it's only going to get tougher come playoffs.
Goulding, tough fadeaway. Again. Another offensive rebound for the Blaze. Doesn't amount to much this time, though.
Nice pass by the Bear. Great finish. Truman, he missed the first one, stayed with it. Great finish. Oh, great D. Abercrombie.
Look at that, everybody's just all over the place, fighting, scrapping for the ball.
Well, Vukona showing you how valuable he is. He'll chase everything down, he'll rebound everything. He's relentless.
In the opening quarter, everything going right for the Breakers. Goulding, he lets go the three. He can knock him down too.
Well, miscommunication there by the Breakers on the defensive end. Gee, I'm surprised. Here we go, Foreman. Great finish from Foreman. I'm surprised by the tactics from the Blaze. They're looking to, you know, push up and hustle. Only 8 players. They're really playing an up-tempo game.
Demos misfires from the corner. Breakers playing at a level of intensity that was expected from them at the beginning of the season. It's all coming together.
Well, 29 points scored in this first quarter. Coach Joey Wright won't be happy with his troops. Defensively, that's too much. And just forcing up shots. Well, great first quarter by the Breakers. 29-16, they're up.
Tigatawe Hwakwa mutu te wahanga tuatahia nā kei muara no te kapa Breakers. E te iwi kia mautonu mai mo te hauwha tuarua e whai ake nei. E te iwi hoki mai anō kia whakaata Māori, checking out the last 3 games between the Breakers and the Blaze. Back in round 17, 95-81, but before that, round 14, Breakers 90-83. Round 7, Breakers 100, Blaze 96. And this is it, this is what really matters. You got Wildcats, Crocs, Blaze, Hawks, they're in the, wow, I guess the more comfortable seats. Well, Wildcats and Crocs anyway, they're guaranteed, they're through. Blaze, Hawks and Breakers are all duking it out. And you're right, at the beginning of the game, Pongs, the Tigers play a big part in who's going to go through.
Well, they do. They've got big games. They play against the Blaze and the Hawks, and they're a side that can upset anybody on their day. But I guess one area the Breakers can work on, though, is the offensive boards. And it's important tonight. The Breakers must win by 8 points or more, and then hope that the Blaze and the Wollongong Hawks lose one of their matches.
They should lose both of their games. Yep, there's 2 scenarios there where the Breakers could go through.
Hey, they're just going to win. That's the only scenario. Let everything else take care of itself.
Win tonight, win on Saturday, and then start praying after that game that things go your way. It's pretty much the scenario for the Breakers, and equally for the Gold Coast Blaze. They've got 2 games, including tonight. If they win 1, they are through. Bradshaw.
Strong move by Bradshaw. Strong move by Bradshaw. Got inside. Nice seal on Ronaldson.
13 up at the end of the first quarter. Vukona, quick first step. Mika Vukona throwing down with a bit of bad intention.
Well, Vukona there, he saw he had Truman on him, faked him the baseline, and went strong at him. Here it is here. Booyah! I think he used the net to pull himself up a little bit too, maybe. Good finish from Mika. Good finish, good strong finish.
The Fijian flyer, Mika Vukona.
Well, he went to school at Bethlehem College, just out of Tauranga.
Mika, man, 100% from the free throw line. I remember when he was with the Breakers, he was shooting about 36%. Paul Henry pleading his case. Should be their ball, but to no avail.
Well, this Blaze side has enough experience. Expect a run from the Blaze in this match. They won't roll over.
No, they can turn up the heat real quick.
Well, with a guy like Gibson, who runs the show, Henry putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, they've done a good job putting pressure on the ball handlers for the Gold Coast Blaze. Forced 3 turnovers. So they scored a 4-3 in the first quarter. Second foul for CJ.
Once again, Vukona, Truman losing his man on the defensive end.
Mika Vukona doing it. He's hurting the rim now. Breakers will keep position. Jeremiah Truman checks out, then Dylan Boucher's brought in.
Booyah! Take that with an exclamation mark.
Yeah, Mika mucking around tonight. Turnover for Henare. There's control of the leather. And Gold Coast Blaze doing a good job here in the early stages of the second quarter. It's Goulding.
Well, great screen by Bradshaw. Goulding with the wide open 3. Coach Andre Lamar is calling the timeout. He's not happy with his troops.
8 straight points to start off for the Gold Coast Blaze. It's like that Joey Wright's team only trailing by 5.
Here we go now, all right? Can't give 3 on the straight turnout, all right? On a straight turnout, that can't happen. We can't be helping out when we're not supposed to and giving up dunks, all right? Keep making them have to make tough shots. We've turned it over like 3 times in a row now. Like, we need to keep being aggressive, but obviously just look after the ball a little bit. Keep being aggressive, you know, aggressive drive, no problems, just bobble one. But this one now, we need to get a good possession, get it in, beat whatever press they have, go shakes up for Bear here, all right? Shakes up for Bear, set a good screen. If you got nothing, so CJ, you be the up screener, so that it gets into an on-ball if need be, all right? Zone or man, no problems, keep being aggressive, go to the basket. Hey, but that end of the floor, all right? That end of the floor, no easy bars, no layups, no threes off the turnout, keep them off the offensive drive. Here we go, Blake, here we go, let's go. Defense, 1, 2, 3, defense.
Well, Andre Lamanis quite calm. The Blaze making a run at the Breakers in the second quarter, early in the second quarter. Deficit now to 5 points. He was talking about the turnouts, finding their players on the turnouts, not letting the likes of Goulding and that get easy 3-point looks. Well, they're looking at double teaming Vukona, leaving his man. Well, there's a mismatch there. Nice play.
Coleman turning up at the right place at the right time. It's 5 for Oscar.
Moving screen. Moving screen on Ronaldson. He went and headhunted him. Here we go. Tony Ronaldson known for his screens and catching guards. Blindsiding. There you go, Vacona. They're both talking to one another. Ronaldson saying, yeah, okay, here it is. He looks for him and he gets him.
Has the NRL season started already?
Yeah, it has. Round 1.
Oh, look, the boys are still going at it.
Oh, this will be interesting to see what happens. Sure, Ronaldson will be looking for Mika on a blind screen sometime during the game. Not that we condone that.
Not at all. Not at all. The officials deliberate. But whilst we've got this time, Ronaldson looks as though he'll get hit with the tee.
Well, it's a double foul, is it? Oh no, he's got Ronaldson for pushing. That must have been after the call, and now he's picked up a technical as well. Well, it's the Bears' second foul.
He grabbed the bench. He's not happy with the call, but even if it's your last game, Gavin Fierce saying, mate, no special favours here. I'm going to call it how I see it. Make up a corner. Get the opportunity to carry on this run for the Blaze. Pull his team a little bit closer. Try by 7 at this stage.
Well, Coach Andre Lamanis asking the question too. And the crowd's not happy. Vacona, he nails down the first one. And the second, ball at halfway. We've got the technical now.
Through corner, this is the best shooting stats of his life from the free throw line. 4 of 4. 10 points, he leads all the scorers.
Well, here it is. Gotcha. Ooh. That was a good screen. Ronaldson going off the referee. Gavin Few, not happy. Joey Wright having a lot to say too.
Everybody's getting in on the act. Everybody knows how crucial this game is.
Well, it's playoff basketball. Really is. Both sides fighting to make the playoffs. Well, we've got a 3-point ball game. Crowd still not happy.
Well, this is a huge situation for the Gold Coast players who can go up and score 7 points on effectively one possession and bring them right back in. So the tide has definitely turned. Travel called on Bradshaw.
Yeah, good call from the referee.
Penny. Bradshaw, fit him on the perimeter, puts the ball on the floor, gets jacked.
Great take from Kirk Penny. And you had the big man Bradshaw guarding him, took him to the hole. Maxey coming across, picking up the foul. Here it is. Nice try by Kirk. Ooh, good block. Might have been the body underneath.
Big Penny. 81, just a shade under 81% for the season from the free throw line. Had a big week last week, 23 points in their win against Wollongong. Earned him his second NBL Player of the Week award this season. And he has 7 in the game to lead the Breakers in scoring. Golden again, high 3.
Oh, Gordon's been hot. He
like
has
that guy.
been hot. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. He hasn't missed. CJ, right back at you.
Well, the Breakers have been deadly accurate from the three-point line so far. 6 of 7. It's amazing. Bradshaw gets another shot at Rickett. Good on the second attempt.
Well, Craig Bradshaw's got quick feet. He's strong, athletic.
Penny.
Wow, that's just great hustle from Boucher. Bradshaw fouling. That's Craig Bradshaw's second foul. That's one area of the game the Gold Coast won't want to get in trouble. Is in their big men, because they don't have many big men. They've got Vanderjet coming off the bench, but not the offensive power of Bradshaw. There you go, Penny again. Maxi struggling to contain him.
Penny having a couple of wobbles in close. Let's see how he goes from Pop Bridge. It was too close for him. It was too close. He had to step it out to 20 feet. KP now with 10 points. 2 of 3 from the three-point line.
Foul on CJ Bruton.
That's 3 fouls now on CJ, so Breakers now, one of their key players in foul trouble. We'll take a seat, and Kevin Braswell returns back to the game, as well as Tyson Demoson for Adam Gibson.
Well, here's a guy that can fill it up from the free throw line. James Harvey. Smooth player from Perth, from Western Australia.
He's slick. Good pressure by the Gold Coast.
Great play by the Gold Coast.
Applying their own full court press. Worked so well for the Breakers in the first quarter. They slow it up, it's a 2-point game. Rickett back in and spins. Flex. And can't cash in.
Well, he did all the hard work, just couldn't finish it off.
Three for 3 for Rick Rickett tonight, one of the best, most accurate shooters and efficient shooters in the game. Bradshaw.
Oh, Bradshaw, that's his third. Well, I mentioned it before. You got Vanderjet coming off the bench, not as offensively minded as Bradshaw.
Bradshaw is struggled from the field so far, 2 of 6 for his 5 points and 3 fouls. Just watching him, though, his foot speed is so quick for a big guy.
Yeah, well, in internationals, he'll be playing more like the three-man. But with this side, he's playing playing centre for New Zealand. Be nice to get a Sean Marks back, throwing Craig Bradshaw at the 3, Sean Marks at the 5. Fiddle Cameron at the 4. We've got a pretty formidable forward lineup there.
Nice to have a guy like Mika Vukwana, the swingman Tom Abercrombie coming off the bench, just to provide that spark and energy.
Oh, great D. Great D by Braswell. Oh. Hinardi not finding the man. Looking for Rickett. Ball thrown just a little bit too hard.
Braswell. A lot of people have talked about his court vision and his ability to find the open man. I'll tell you one thing that's been a little bit underrated or hasn't been spoken about as much as his defense. I remember his second game in, he got 6 steals. He's got 2 tonight.
Yeah, good anticipation by Braswell. Reads his man well in the defensive end.
He's another player that's really enjoyed his short stay. Would love to come back and be a break again next season.
Ah, Braswell throwing the air ball there. Had a good look. Great play.
Yeah, the Chief standing his ground up the other end of the court. Penny. Yeah, no.
Didn't want to fall.
Again,
Did not want to fall.
it's too close. Got to get out of the paint.
Time out the score. Breakers fans, if you're between 5 and 13 years old, don't forget to check out our future Breakers lovely.
It's been a seesaw affair in the second quarter.
Well, the Blaze have battled their way back. Got themselves back into the game. Here's Penny again. Shoots it, bouncing back and forward off the ring. And there it is there. Doesn't want to go. In and out.
For me right now, like Dunedin is in the half court too ratty. Like everyone's going for a steal and they're blowing by us and everyone's taking a chance and they're just putting their head down and going. So we're pressuring up the floor, then they get in the half court. You've got to be able to be solid and stay in front of your man. You can't go for steals. Good rotation behind that. Keep making them shoot it over the top of you, no problem. At the offensive end now, trans on the fly, all right, trans on the fly. Otherwise, get some just some twos, all right, get some go to some thumb side on a walk up, all right, thumb side or thumbs down on walk up situations. Otherwise, trans on the fly. Yeah, in the bonus, keep being aggressive and getting our heads on the rim, okay? Whose ball is it? It's our ball here.
You just empty out.
You just slam me out here. So Kirk, you got it. Kev, you got to get open here. It's going. Pledger, you're here. You get the first screen, whack, and then Bill's got the second one, hit, and then turn and rescreen, and Tommy's in the corner. You're here. You've got to get open. Kirk's coming, and then you spot up in the corner.
Got to get right to the baseline to hit him.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. When we shoot it, go to the bar.
Well, Andre Lamanis, plenty to say there. I'm sure his opposite coach, Joey Wright, will be very happy with his side.
Nā te kupu poe tū kohumo, te hauwha tuarua, maka panga panga, bounce pass. A basketball tournament te reo Māori for the second quarter. Is it a three-point shot? It's a maka panga panga, bounce pass.
Wow, Kirk Penny coming off the screen there. An out-of-bounds play, wide open for the three-point shot. I know Coach Joey Wright looking over there, not very happy with that play.
Blaze with a bit of their own miscommunication. Bounce past the maka panga panga, not finding its mark. Penny rolling off screens. Fakes. Gets closer. Pledger.
Ah, nice. Pledger fighting. Can't finish it off.
Yeah, the Breakers just struggling a little bit in the low post, not having just the soft touch. Bandage it.
Oh, great play by Pledger again. Great defense. Yeah.
Oh, the Chief having a big impact at the defensive end of the court. Standing his ground. Maxi pick up another foul. Team is in the penalty, so Kirk Penny will go to the line for 2. It's 13 in the game for Kirk, 4 of 11, but he's been doing the do from the 3-point line, 3 of 4 tonight.
Well, Kirk feels whoever's guarding him, he can take him off the dribble. Hence he's forcing the free throws, picking up the fouls on the opposition, which will be valuable in the second half. Maxi picking up his second foul. Oh, Vakona with a wide open shot.
Boy, Vakona has been perfect. 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 4 of 4 from the field. Make that 5 of 5. Look at Vakona with 14 points.
Yeah, great hustle there. Adam Gibson with the steal.
Abercrombie finds Planter, who gets slapped. Good strong play by the young development player for the Breakers, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, Vanderjet picking up his second foul also. Great drive to the basket by Pledger. Strong. And great free throw.
Both teams must have been putting in some extra work at the free throw line practice. And I just jinxed them. 6 of 8 for the Breakers. 9 of 10 from the line for the Gold Coast Blaze. Maxi.
Well, both sides turn the ball over 7 times. Coaches won't be happy. Nice pass. Oh, and a finish. I think that's Vakona's. He may have picked up his 3rd. Yep. Is that Vakona? Oh, no, it's Vanderjet. He's picked up his 3rd. So both big men for the Breakers picking up their 3rd. Way to get up there and finishes it off.
Oh, elevation. Mika Vakona can jump, but this guy's just at 2-3 inches on him.
Well, both big men for the Gold Coast Blaze. Vanderjet and Bradshaw with 3 fouls apiece.
It's not good reading if you're a Gold Coast Blaze fan. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. It's Vakona. There's 1 blemish now on his stat sheet. This is first shot of the night. Blaze try and apply it. And full court pressure. It's Kirk Penny. Again, misses the reverse layup. Demos almost loses control of the ball. Good ball rotation. Finds Harvey in the corner. He can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound. Good play by the Blaze. This team's refusing to go down. They're throwing everything at the Breakers. They have done a tremendous job on the offensive glass. 7 offensive rebounds now for the Gold Coast Blaze. Maxi. It's good on his first free throw. His first point of the game. Make that 2 as Oscar Foreman checks in. And the Chief Pleasure will take a seat. Braswell. Foreman, easy. Both teams looking to keep up this frantic pace that was set pretty much from tip-off. 6-point game. Minute 12 left in the first half. The corner draws the double team, kicks it out.
Well, Mika Vakona, he's looking to get involved in everything. He's had a great first half, confident. He has an opportunity to play a few minutes with a lot of the injuries with this Gold Coast play side.
Maxi, 2 giant leaps and a pretty easy layup. 4 points for Maxi off the bench. Braswell just drops it off.
Well, great penetration there from Braswell. An area of the game that will cause a lot of problems for the Blaze if they can't contain him.
Dylan Boucher to the line. Hangs up like this one.
Dylan Boucher, 6 points in the game now, 2 defensive rebounds. Had a year, was also instrumental in the Breakers' big win against the Wollongong Hawks last week, pulling down 12 boards for the night. Boucher's second one's no good, but he'll get another shot. The corner kind of jumped the gun, so Dylan will get another go.
Well, these are important points from the charity stripe, especially come into the game. Oh, the Breakers get the rebound.
Big collision down. It's an offensive foul called on Dylan Boucher. Chris Goulding hit the floor pretty hard, but he bounces right back up.
The players have to say on our YouTube site with new player interviews each week. Check out these great videos at our homepage, nzbreakers.co.nz.
52-47, 45 seconds left in the first half. Karangatia te tehi wahanga taupua. Ngāti Maerua ki te whiriwhiri te huarahi tika, ki te mahere pai.
We're going to circle up, all right?
Te
Circle
mutunga o
up into
tēnei
it, all right? So, first one here, all right, you up and over. All right, we're going to hit here. Gibbo, you're cutting off to the block. Cutting off to the block, we're going to line here, all right? Cutting off to the block, and then I want this guy to turn. Harv, you coming off for the 3. So we're looking for you coming off for the 3. So if Gibbo don't have a layup, if he doesn't have a layup, all right, Lee, you're turning and going here.
Triple hand up or flick over that side, then go down.
He's coming off, same thing we ran in training. Kick it here, he's coming off, all right? Then as soon as he comes off, he's turning and going to screen for Harvey. You're going to make a pass for the 3. All right, make a pass for the 3. Let's get a stop next time down, all right? Get a stop next time down.
Well, Joey right there, wanting his team to get a stop on the defensive end. But also to run some good offensive sets. Goulding's had a fantastic first half. A danger man for this Gold Coast Blaze side.
Yeah, it's been fantastic for the Blaze. 11 points off the bench. Perfect from the three-point line. 3 of 3. Braswell picks another pocket. Abercrombie loses control. Will draw a foul. Will corner. Hands in the air.
Well, as I mentioned before, Tiarahi, Vakona now on 4 fouls. A guy that's had a huge impact for the Blaze in this first half.
Abercrombie's 1 of 2 on the free throw line. Kevin Braswell, that's 3 steals now for the game to go along with 3 assists and 3 points. valuable contribution. Benches. The Blaze, there's a 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Maxi, good position down low. Boucher came over the top. They're calling for a goaltend, and it looks as though that will be the case. So 3-point play for Aaron Maxi. Good call. Ball was on the way down. Also was blocked by Dylan Boucher, so 3-point play counts. And the game is down to 3 again with 4.5 seconds left. Breakers will try and get one good last attempt to finish out the first half as the ball is almost turned over. Penny. Clock expires. It was a big 13-point lead for the Breakers at the end of the first quarter. But through sheer grit and determination, the Blaze have fought their way back into this game, outscoring the Breakers by 10 in the second quarter to be down by only 3 at the end of the first half. Nō reira, the tūwaka te kapa Blaze, te whakaoti I tēnei wāhanga tuatahi. Arā, ke whakawhiti atu I nāna kia Brendan Pongia, e kōrero atu ana ki te kaiako tuarua te Kapa Breakers, a Judd Flavel.
Well, Juddy, great first quarter by the Breakers. That second quarter, a few turnovers. The team struggled. What are you going to need to work on in the second half?
Yeah, obviously look after the basketball. You know, we're getting a little bit too anxious there. We got 5 guys running the lanes, but we've got to make sure we take a lane each. Just keep composure, you know, we want to keep this thing going and stay with the up-tempo defense, but without going for steals and getting beat. But yeah, looking after the basketball is crucial.
A very depleted Gold Coast side, and when you look at it, they're in foul trouble. We know Vakona had a big first half, but 4 fouls were on him, so an area you look to target in the second half?
Absolutely. 3 of their bigs right now that they have is in foul trouble. We've got to continue to attack it inside. If they switch out in our guards, we've got to go at them, and you know, at some stage they're going to be put under the pressure not to foul.
Good luck in the second half, Juddy.
Thanks, Bonks.
Ai, te iwi koe nei, ngā tatauranga mō te hawhe tuatahi, rima te kau mātoru ki te Kapa Breakers, rima te kau ki te Kapa Blaze. Kia mautoru mai, ka tiro hia mātou I ngā neke motu hake o te wahenga tuatahi, a muri hoi ngā whakatauranga e whai ake nei.
Special environment to be a part of.
I'll be alright to go to wharepaku after a third break, bro. I'll run. E te wi tēnā no koutou koe nei, te wā whakatā mo te kemu nuira wātu o te tau mo te Cup of Breakers, anā kai mua te ihu o te haukainga, rima te kau mātoru ki te rima te kau, ki runga ki te Cup of Players. Well, we anticipated that it would be a tight tussle, and that's exactly what it is. Not at the end of the first quarter, because it looked as though that the Breakers had it all going their way, but a steely, determined Braves. No, they know what's on the line, and they clawed back to make it a 53-50 game. Massive first half. Let's have a look at some of the key stats from the opening two quarters. And having a look at the shooting percentages, Breakers very effective from the 451%, and the three-point percentage, 80%. That is just unbelievable. Offensive rebounds even themselves out, and turnovers are high because both teams, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers. Ana, koe nā ngata tauranga e ahua ori te nei wā te take, kai te tata te kaute, te paungo te wehenga tuatahi, ngare ko tētahi I toitu o ngā manuwhiri, he tangata noko nei anō hoki ana koe nā Mika Vukona.
Well, yes, Mika Vukona, he's relentless on the boards. There he is finishing off. Had a very, very strong first half. A depleted Blaze side. There he is finishing off on Truman. Twice, he rim rocking with a great first half. There it is again, two hands and letting the Breaker crowd know about it as well. Mika Vukona, there he is pulling up for the jump shot. Fantastic first half and a little bit of foul trouble though. He entered into the half with 4 fouls. Looking at his stats, 5 for 6, 83%. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Fantastic for Mika. 2 rebounds and 2 personal fouls.
Yeah, Mika Vukona having a very effective first half. He is in a bit of foul trouble, but you can see how much passion and how much he wants to win on his old home court. Well, he used to be here, but now who is here, who lights it up every time, and as usual, a usual fixture when it comes to these halftime highlights, and that's the top scorer in the league, Kirk Penny.
Say about Kirk Penny, there he is, feet set. Undeniably one of the best shooters in the league. And here, nice little fadeaway shot here from Kirk. Gibson, the smaller man on him in the post. Looks at him, here he is again, feet back, behind the line for another three-point shot. Penny is deadly from the outside. Every team knows what he can do. There he is off the screen. 4 for 12, not great from the field, 33%, but 3 for 4, 75% from beyond the arc. 3 rebounds, 15 points in the first half for Kirk Penny.
Koe nā e te hi o ngā toki mō te wehenga tuatahi, ko wai te tangata ka tū ake, ka ara ake ki te arahi tōna tima ki ake ki te angi tū, e te wiki a mautaru mai ka kita a muri tonu I ngā whakatairanga e whai ake nei.
me on this side? My side, you want me on both? You will try me on this side last time.
Competitions and offers by teams exclusive to Vodafone. Now thanks to Acorn, the official accommodation partner of the NBL. The latest news on all the teams in the NBL. This game is brought to you by our major Australia-wide NBL partner, OMS Insurance Brokers. The OMS branch network spans every state and territory across Australia, ready to assist with all your business insurance needs. And kids, don't forget that you can join our future Raiders Club.
Super. E te ui tēnā rawa atu koutou. Just before we get the third quarter underway, let's cross down to Brendan Ponga, speaking with head coach from the Breakers, Andre Lamanis.
Well, Andre, great first quarter, outscored 34-24 in that second quarter. What do you put it down to?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I thought obviously that situation with the referees and the tech foul and the unsportsmanlike, and I think they got 4 points from the foul line and the ball back, and that obviously was a turning point. So we're just got to be smart. It's an emotional game. It's a physical game. Both teams are going hard at it, and we can't allow those sorts of lapses to get them easy points.
A lot of positive things to come from that first half, though, the shooting percentage, and also you've got the Gold Coast Blaze big in foul trouble.
Yeah, we have, and we've got to be smart and keep going at the rim and keep attacking it and see if we can continue to draw fouls on them and get some easy points ourselves from that foul line.
Andre, good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Bonk.
Winanga whakaroa Andre Lamanis. Mo te takoto o te wāhanga tuatahi. Ara me ona whakaro mo te wehenga tuarua. And it's a good crowd here. All on hand to see what comes about there, Breakers team. And here we have it, the VIPs in the Starship Zone. And that's the Garrett Whānau from Waihi. Connor, he's a patient at Starship Hospital. Simone, mum, Michelle, auntie, and Tama, cousin. Ngā mihi kia kota katoa, pai mai ki te whakaranga tira I tēnei pō. Big mihi to the Garrett Whānau from Waihi. So Starship family here on board to watch what is shaping up to be a big tussle between two teams who can taste it. They want it. And from what we've seen in the first half, they'll do anything they have to get a W. One for the Breakers will keep their hopes alive of a playoff berth. One for the Gold Coast Blaze will secure them, guarantee them a spot in the postseason this year. And Brendan, very much a game of two different quarters in the first half.
Well, you're right there, Tiari. Talking to Coach Lamanis, they were outscored 34-24. A lot of easy opportunities. Your on-ball defence individually wasn't up to standard, and the help side just lacked a lot more communication in that second quarter. The Blaze are a side that, you know, they'll get up on you if you leave them open. They'll finish and they'll make the game close. So it's an important time now in this third quarter. 53-50. The Breakers need to come out settled, run their offensive sets, and be mindful of the Blaze. The Blaze in foul trouble. Vakona, he has 3. Bradshaw, he has 3. And Vanderjet has 3. So I imagine that the Breakers will look at going at those 3 players, attacking them, trying to get that 4th foul on them early in this third quarter. Because I don't believe they have the bench if those guys get fouled out to beat this Breakers side.
Well, if those three get fouled out, they won't have a bench. They've only got 8 players.
Well,
in their
that's
team.
true. That's true.
So it will be a concern for Joey Wright. With those 3 players, they are key players to begin with, but that pretty much diminishes his already depleted bench and will only be the 5 on court.
And those players will be mindful too that they have 3 fouls. So the players who are guarding, or whoever's guarding the likes of it, Vukona and Bradshaw, they'll look to attack them. Well,
And they're
here
off.
it is.
Here we go. 20 minutes could decide the fate of 2 teams.
Oh, Penny from the corner. Feet set. Well, there's a good crowd in tonight at the NSEC. They're getting behind this Breakers side. They can feel it.
CJ Bruton guarding James Harvey. He's got 3 fouls as well. Chris Goulding, who was deadly from the 3-point line, misses his first of the night.
Well, there needs to be a sense of desperation from the Breakers.
Harvey missed a couple of good open looks in the game just to prove that he is human. But they wouldn't want to test him.
At the foul call, and Harvey holding Boucher. Boucher looking to seal Harvey. Harvey grabbing his arm.
Harvey had 9 points in the first quarter as Boucher opens the account for the Breakers as 55. And Boucher, he's got 9.
Great out of bounds play there. Dylan setting the screen and opening up. You know, the screen is one of the most dangerous players on the basketball court.
The corner cuffs the ball, tough runner.
Well, that was good defense from Boucher.
Fakes the 3.
Oh, great pass. Penny looked to square up for the shot. Boucher slipped to the hole. Nice, easy baskets by the Breakers early in the second half.
Great play identification by Kirk Penny, finding a wide open Dylan Boucher with his signature reverse layup. Second break in double digits now. Dylan, not generally used as a scoring option. Hey, neither is this guy usually, but he's knocking them all down. 17 points for Mika Vukona, who leads all scorers.
Well, Mika, he's worked on his shot. It's improved over the last couple of years, and he can knock down that shot.
CJ, he's got a tough runner as well. Back up the other end of the court, Vukona pushing. Bradshaw travels.
Well, Bradshaw was looking to ram that home. He took a few steps first, though. The travel call. He's the type of guy that can leap from the free throw line and dunk it. That's the athletic ability he has.
No joke. Brave play by Paul Hanratty, though. What he thought was a hard foul. Stop the scoring opportunity. Is Penny off the dribble.
Penny sees that he has Vukona guarding him. He's taking him to the hole. He realizes Vukona has 3 fouls. Every time on that matchup, he'll go at him. There it is. Oh, the big man.
Oh, here we go. The Kiwi connection making him pay. Vukona and Bradshaw both hitting 3-point shots. 6 of 13 now from the 3-point line.
Great pass by Boucher. Great recognition. Backdoor play for Penny. They've got to get a stop, though. They've got to get a stop. Oh, Bradshaw squares up again.
Oh! Right in Ricketts' face.
Well, Bradshaw's a guy that can shoot it from the three-point line. He's got good range on his shot.
Penny trying to draw the foul.
Well, he understands Bradshaw is on 3 fouls too. So looking to draw that fourth.
Well, Bradshaw and Vukona taking it upon themselves to keep their team in touch. A couple of big buckets. CJ, well short. Harvey.
Well, no foul called there.
James Harvey putting his best case forward, saying that he did get fouled, but that won't be the case. So the Blaze will keep the ball, 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Great play, great pass by Vukona. Gibson left wide open.
CJ bruising.
Well, CJ saw he had Bradshaw guarding him. Little hesitation, pulled back, wide open three.
Back to 3 points, 64-61. Bradshaw fakes the three. Couple of steps in. Oh, Bradshaw, he's got the radar locked in.
Well, tough shot there by Bradshaw, but great play. Oh, great seal. Well, that was a good play, good recognition from Penny. Ronaldson with the smaller man on him, Adam Gibson. Gibson having to foul.
$15 assists now in the game for the Breakers, and it has been one of their strengths for the last few seasons. Unselfish play, finding the open man, and Penny drills the deep two.
Well, comes off the screen, feet set. Tough to defend. Breakers need to get a stop.
Mecca. Running out of space, kicks out. Harvey with the deep three!
Wow, that was deep.
Man, pressure shot.
Oh, CJ. That's twice in Bradshaw's face.
Yeah, quick release, just let it go. So it's an old-fashioned shootout here at the North Shore Event Centre. Bradshaw. Offensive foul.
Great play by Boucher. Got his feet there. Bradshaw picking up his fourth. Yeah, there'll be a substitution into the game now. Well, great play there by Boucher. He's happy too. He realizes how important that was.
And in the context of this game, you're right, Ponce, this could be a very big play indeed for foul. Arakwa karangahia te hi taupua. That's the kupu point tukohu for the third quarter. It's taupua. Timeout.
We got that? The guy here, the four-man coming in. You got to be ready to split this and that, all right? If that's Dylan there, automatically go here. If that's Ronaldson there, you got to split the two. The bottom guy out of the two got to go here. You be ready to take top, okay? So the bottom guy weak side should be off the slide. If this is Penny, that guy should be there. If this is Penny, that guy should be there, okay? So wherever he's at. Wherever's got Penny, stay up Penny. If Dylan is here, so they set it with the other five. If is. It's Dylan here. Dylan here. This guy's automatically picking this up. This middle guy's just sliding, all right? The guy rolling out, just go back, right? Trap that. All right, now hit some tough shots. We haven't done a bad job. On circle, I want to circle Ronaldson up in the first one and set it. All right, and attack, okay?
Don't let CJ face you up now.
You guys swing.
1, 2, 3, 3.
Well, Coach Joey Wright mentioned about Kirk Penny. Know where Kirk Penny is. I mean, every team knows that guy can score, but yet he continues to perform week in and week out. Just shows his class, Kirk Penny. He had a few injury problems early in the year, but he's come back strong.
Yeah, capped off by career high night a couple of weeks ago here at the North Shore Event Centre. He scored 49 points. One shy of a franchise record of 4 men. Straight off the bench, 10 points for Oscar.
Well, that's what you need from Oscar. Instant offense. Another headache for the Blaze. Another guy that can shoot the threes. Goulding off the screen for the nice pull-up jumper. Oh, Penny's feet set again. Probably opened a little too long that time.
Yeah, too much Weepix on that one. Completely overshot it. Gibson penetrates, dishes to Maxey.
Well, both sides are shooting the lights out. 11 for 16 from the three-point line for the Breakers. 9 for 16 for the Gold Coast Blaze. So both sides shooting the lights out.
The Blaze now with 2:44 left in the third quarter have an opportunity to take the lead for the first time in the game. Goulding has been so effective. Takes the smaller man on and hits the layup. 73-72. Blaze ahead by 1.
Oh, Goulding's had a fantastic game. 15 points from Goulding. 6 for 9 from the field. 3 of 4 from the three-point line. Well, foul there. Bradshaw with 4, Vantage at 3, Vacona 3, Harvey with 2, Maxey with 2. Timeout called by Coach Lamanis.
Ko karangatia no te te hitaupua. Kia āta kōrero. Kia whakawhiti whakaro. Te mea 2 miniti rua te kaumātahi he kona e toi ana. Te hauwha atua toru.
I want us to get up and put some pressure on the guards up the floor, vouch on scores. Like you can sit in the middle if you can deny him, or like don't just let him throw it over your head as well. Like sometimes deny, sometimes come back. Keep in the mix of that, keep working them up the basketball floor. All right. We want to try and generate a little bit of tempo with our defense. When we get it, get out and run and put some pressure on them and keep driving hard to the basket. All right. Keep aggressive on the rim. This one here, run a text down here, run text down for Tommy, come down, have it so that Kevin's coming back and we get into the on-ball screen, and then Kev, you're working off that on-ball screen.
You just go weak side, on Tommy's side, he's fixed up, and Bill dribble hand off to me, and you come and get it. Where do you want to be, Bill? Hey, I'm easy, wherever you want to be. Let's get you in the
Let's up the tempo with the defense now. Let's go, we've got to run, we've got to run. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it was plain English there. Up the tempo on the defensive end. Get the rebound, get the steal, and run, run, run. He wants to run this Blaze team out of the gym. Well, the Blaze have gone into a zone.
Braswell open. There has been big shot after big shot after big shot.
Well, Gordon, he plays with such composure. Nice penetration there. Finding Maxi. Boucher picking up the foul. Yeah, the Breakers are playing well on the offensive end. They just got to get some stops. What's going to win them the ball game is defense.
They try to run that same play.
Wow, that was a big play. Breakers needed that.
Gibson, he penetrates, kicks it out to Demos. Good job boxing out by Paul Henare.
Well, Maxi picking up his foul. That's his third.
That's 15 fouls, so the Blaze in the penalty. Minute 34 left in the third quarter.
Here it is here. Abercrombie. He makes his first. There needs to be a little bit more urgency from the Breakers on the defensive end. There you go, they're pushing the defense up a little bit higher.
Took a dive, Pongs. At the offensive end, they're doing well. They're efficient. They're taking good shots. They are drawing fouls. But it's all for nothing if they can't stop the Blaze from scoring. As Braswell.
Great steal from Braswell. And Gordon looks like he's hurt down the back of the court. He may have hurt himself. Oh, he's back on his feet. Great defense from Braswell. You mentioned it before. He's great on the defensive end. Here he is here. Moves his feet. Ball out there. Gets a hand on it. And a great, strong finish from Braswell. The left hand.
5 steals in the game. Braswell.
There it is. There it is.
Corner comes up with it. Who's got it? Zalali scramble.
Oh, there's a guy that can fill it.
Harvey can't hit the 3. Henare comes up with the ball. It's turnover. Bukona. Big play.
Big play there. Big turnaround. Braswell for 3.
Oh, this game is getting pretty intense. Gibson here.
Right,
Let's go to 3.
Well, both sides. Braswell needs a good offensive set here.
Slight difference between the game clock and the shot clock, roughly about 6 seconds. Braswell takes it to the hole, can't hit it. Kicks it back out.
Oh, nice play by Paul Henare. Braswell again. Braswell with the steal there. Well, a lot more urgency at the end of that third quarter. The Breakers with a 6-point lead, 81-75.
And it is stepping up it there. We don't go anywhere, man. We got 10 more minutes of action-packed basketball coming at you right after the break. ana te Papatakaro North Shore Event Centre I te pai, I te koi, te miharo o tēnei tukunga ki te ana. Breakers, waru te kau mātahi, Blaze, Bitu te kau mārima. It all comes down to one more quarter.
Well, a better effort from the Breakers at the end of that third quarter. Generated a bit of offense from putting a bit more pressure on the defensive end. A couple of great steals by Braswell. But they need to start this fourth quarter the way they finished the third. Big game. Breakers need to win this game by 8 points to get the split over the Gold Coast, which could become vital as the Gold Coast play Melbourne on Saturday night up at the Gold Coast. The Breakers would then have to beat the Taipans in Cairns. Gold Coast dropped that game against the Tigers, which could happen. The Breakers will be in the 4.
Whereas the Gold Coast plays from their perspective, they can lose the game, but just as long as it's from 7 under, it's all good to them. And they'll have one more opportunity to wrap it up if they can't get the win here against the Melbourne Tigers in Gold Coast on Saturday. But I'm sure all those equations and those future fixtures don't matter one bit right now, because all minds, all bodies, all spirits, everybody on court will be focused on the task at hand.
Well, very nearly a turnover there for the Gold Coast Blaze. Ah, too easy. Too easy on that play. There'd be a lot better communication from the Breakers.
Braswell looking to take Bradshaw off the dribble. He does a good job staying with him.
Ah!
Robertson!
The beer! Well, important, like I said, need to get a stop. Need to get a stop.
Bradshaw with 4 fouls.
Great D, great D.
Gibson's three's no good. Last off here, Nare.
Well, that was great D by Abercrombie. They need to get the defensive boards, though. Gold Coast sitting there out of bounds play.
Henare gets booked
Well,
for his first foul.
That's right, it's his first foul. Every possession important.
Through corner, draws a foul on Dylan Boucher. So aggressive start by the Gold Coast Blaze.
Well, I think the Gold Coast that want to win this game, knowing that they can go home and relax. If they can beat the Breakers tonight, they'll guarantee themselves a spot in the 4. Well, look at Vicona. He hasn't missed. 5 for 5 from the free throw line.
Continues this purple patch, and that's 20 points now for Mika in the game. 21, he's tied with Kirk Penny. Game high. A huge effort by Mika. He's got 6 rebounds and 3 assists to go along with those 21 big points. Abercrombie, the pass delayed. Otherwise no good. 7th board for Mika.
Oh, a good move there by Abercrombie. Didn't fall Penny on the bench, but looking like he's going to sub into this game. Well, Braswell there. Hand on Gibson. Tough call. Here he is. Kirk Penny.
3rd team foul for the Breakers. 8:20 left in the 4th quarter. Alley-oop play, James Harvey Can't convert. In transition, Breakers, Henare.
Great play and great finish from Hinardi. Strong to the basket. Oh,
Meka for three!
Ah.
Mekavu corner! He has been an absolute nightmare for the Breakers as Ronaldson tries to get one back. No!
Well, that was in and out.
Meka playing like a man possessed. There he goes. Doesn't pull the trigger on that one. Demos charges through. Doesn't get the call. Penny.
Well, need to run a good offensive set here. Oh, Braswell for three. Oh, off the glass. I don't know if he was aiming for off the glass.
You can't tell me that was intentional.
You got to call that.
Everybody. Wow, this game has had everything. And there's still just under 7 minutes left. Bradshaw, second time.
Well, Boucher playing some great defense, but Bradshaw strong, following up on his missed shot.
15 points for Bradshaw. Ronaldson tries to get it
Oh,
this time.
The gear! He's feeling it. Well, Ronaldson took a three earlier on. It just missed. He is feeling it.
And he did, oh man, with a bit of swag, he just steps back like a... It's nothing. All night.
Here it is. He didn't even hesitate. The beer. Nothing but net. Well, it's an 8-point ball game. 6:24 to go in the game.
Yeah, that's the magic number for the Breakers. Plenty of basketball left to be played in this. Gibson's three is off the mark.
Yeah, that was a tough shot for Gibson. Ah, nice move. Nice move by Rickett. Backing Bradshaw in. Ah. Mick is looking to go to the hole every time he gets the ball. He's feeling it tonight. They foul on Penny.
Timeout is called. Timeout. Watch out for the radio scorers. Timeout.
Well, Coach Joey Wright calling his troops in. 10-point ball game, 5:43 to go. Did I say tied ball game?
10-point ball game.
10-point ball game.
And we're on 14 fouls now, so like good defense, but no cheap reaches. We're not giving up anything though, all right? If you need the foul, you need the foul. Make sure Mick is bouncing it now, all right? No more catch and shoot three. Oh, you got him right now, no more catch and shoot. Don't shoot out, don't shoot out.
Nick on Mika.
You got Bradshaw, you got Maxi, all right? Hey.
Side action positions helping off.
Yep, all right, next time down, we go straight two shakes. Go opposite Kirk. All right, Kirk, you're the low guy. Make that hit hard to the rim. Get that Kirk coming out of the corner. We get the weak side action. Have a look at that.
I'm setting the down screen for him.
Okay. Have a look at Kirk one time as well. All right. Hey. Keep being aggressive at the rim. All right, keep being aggressive at the rim. Get our fair share of hitting to the foul line as well. All right, when you get the switches, keep going and keep running at them. Defense, 1, 2, 3, defense.
Well, the big man, Ronaldson, very, very verbal in that last timeout. But a guy that's had a great game is Braswell. Great steals, creating a lot of offense with some great defense and filling it from beyond the arc. Here is again, nice hand on it, gets the steal and finishes off strongly. All right, 14 fouls on the Breakers. There's Goulding. Ah, what a fantastic match for Goulding tonight. 17 points. 7 for 10, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. He hasn't missed too much.
Gibson.
Well, a travel call there. Big call on Maxi.
The big call on Aaron Maxey in each possession as the game clock starts ticking away. But it's pretty much been like that since the beginning of the second quarter. You can just feel the whole crowd, everybody on the edge of their seats. You can feel the intensity and the amount of big plays. It's enough to fill up any highlight reel from both teams. There's Rickett.
Rick Rickett. He knows that Bradshaw has 4 fouls, backing him down. Bradshaw can't afford to pick up his 5th. His 3rd, sorry, he's pick up his 4th foul, sorry. Great job there by Adam Gibson. Bradshaw, sorry, he has 3 fouls.
You're right, the first time he's got 4.
Statistical errors.
Not human error though. Small numbers, hard to read. And they go straight back there. Rickett, spin move.
Nice points by the Bear.
It's a tough shot. Third go. 4th go.
Rickett there, looking for the foul. Well, the Breakers, as we mentioned at the top of this game, need to win this game by 7 points or more to get the split over the Gold Coast Blaze. It's at 8 right now. Breakers in foul trouble though. Team fouls, 14 fouls. They can't afford to give up another foul and put the Blaze in the penalty.
And the Blaze have done a good job to keep their guys who are in foul trouble at the end of the 3rd quarter, keeping them clean so far. No.
Charge, Bradshaw's gone. Bradshaw's gone. That's his 5th. That's a big call. A big call. Yeah, well, Bradshaw's had a fantastic game on the boards. Strong moves in that first quarter. And filling up from the outside also. He's had a brilliant game. Nice pass there. And finishing up again with the 3. Well, we're back on the game. The Breakers inbounding the ball from underneath. 8-point game again. There's Bradshaw, not happy.
He exits the game with 15 points, 5 rebounds. A lot of those came in the 3rd quarter. Blaze now down to 7 players.
Well, this is where the big players come to play. Penny with a nice drive on Goulding. Well, the crowd here at the NSEC getting right behind this Breakers side. Well, I thought Goulding lost the ball there. It's the 5th team foul on the Breakers. So, shooting for, there it is. Oh. Well, that's why I'm not a referee.
4 fouls on CJ Bruton. Every defensive foul now will send the Gold Coast to the line.
Well, this kid Goulding is a fantastic game tonight. 18 points. We make this 19 points. He's done everything right. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal.
And Chris Goulding has been terrific.
Well, will those 5-10 fouls, will they, the bounce, the 3-point play. He's not done yet. He wants to go to the playoffs again.
You don't want this to be his last home game. Tony Ronaldson, huge contribution off the bench, 10 points, 4 assists. And hits the free throw. It's an 11-point game now. It's a good cushion for the Breakers for the win, but it's all keeping that eye on that important number, 7. So lucky for some, will it be for the Breakers tonight?
Well, this is an important defensive play here.
CJ escapes the trap.
Braswell for 2. Big 3-point play by Braswell. 14-point ball game.
Breakers. Clutch.
There he is, there he is. And a rebound there.
Braswell takes the ball over half court. The Breakers will no doubt look to settle. Take some of that clock away. Penny throws up a 3, it's short. Ball's batted around. We'll go with the Gold Coast Blaze. 1:31 left in the game. 14-point lead for the Breakers. The big chant of defense goes up. Gibson looking to create. Harvey on the run. Great defense by Kirk Penny, making a very difficult shot. Penny draws the foul on Gibson. You can see the Breakers starting to get their tail up. Timeout call. E ka mā. Kua eke ngā tīme erua nei te pae o te riri. Nā, kua tata oti tēnei ke mukia ki te kōwai te tīma kāhua. Me nā ka ora tonu te Kapa Breakers. Me nā ka whai tūnga rāne te Kapa Blaze.
So, we're going to go to Wiggles and switch everything, all right? And switch everything. Be aware they run like a 2-flip action. But like there is a, you know, that one there, that flare screen, and you feel like you're sitting in, but you've got to be prepared to go. And if you get hit, come this way.
Hey, listen. 2 possessions is 48 seconds.
No. So yes, switch the handoffs as well. Now, offensively right here, get it in and get a secondary all the way through. So we use a little bit of clock. All right, secondary, and then with about 7 or 8 to go, throw it in, be aggressive at the rim. There we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the crowd here at the NSEC going crazy. 104 to 90. 1:15 left in the match.
Rā kupu poi tūkohu ma te haupā whakamutunga Haukuru Jam. That's our last kupu poi tūkohu for tonight. Haukuru Jam.
Well, a big play here for the Breakers.
Minute left. Braswell with Goulding on him. Throws up a three as Vicuna leads the Chargers out of the pack but turns the ball over. Penny up the other end. Racing away. Goaltending be called on James Harvey.
Oh, great play from Kirk Penny. Strong drive to the basket for Kirk.
Ronaldson gets called for the foul. Harvey calling for another ball. He's just calling for the refs to give a bit of a towel up. There's been a bit of perspiration on the ball. It's a warm night here in the stadium.
Well, what a great second half by the Breakers. Defensively, brilliant. Offensively, a good spread of points amongst the team. Lots of contributions.
Yeah, 6 players in double digits for the Breakers. It's a fantastic team effort. It's in 19 assists. Great unselfish play. Finding the open men. Not settling for poor shots. As the clock winds down, and as everybody here in the North Shore Event Centre stands up. 2 seconds. CJ will hit it at the buzzer. Gibson's float is no good, but Maxey will tip it back in. There's Penny, comes up the other end. I guess a little bit banged up, but it's all good. Smiles all around for the Breakers who know they have bagged one. Oscar Foreman, 10 points, perfect from the field, 4 of 4, 2 of 2 from the three-point line. Kevin Braswell, 14 points off the bench to go along with 6 steals and 4 assists. Kirk Penny, another all-star performance, 26 points, and that is it. The Breakers have won 109-94. Mission Impossible isn't complete, but for the men in black and blue, the main thing is that it's still alive. Playoff aspirations, playoff dreams. So much expected of the Breakers at the beginning of the season. It hasn't all gone their way, but they have done enough to stay alive. 5 straight wins, and their destiny is in their hands with another big game coming up. Last game of the season against the Cairns Taipans on Saturday, as everybody shows their appreciation to a legend of NBL basketball, Tony Ronaldson, who had a fantastic effort. 11 points, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And Brendan Pongia is standing by with Gold Coast Blaze coach Joey Wright.
Well, coach, tough game tonight. A bit depleted, you know, you got a few players out with injury, but now you got to look forward to try and knock Melbourne off at home on the weekend.
Yeah, we got to. If we don't do that, the chances are we won't be in the playoffs. So I was proud of the way our guys came out and fought tonight. I thought they played hard, and we just didn't get the win. Breakers were good.
And nice to see the likes of Mika Vakona come back to New Zealand and have a good game as well.
Yeah, Mika's been playing extremely well for us this year. He's really, worked on his shot. We've been working on it after practice, and he's done a great job of just taking the confidence and rolling with it. I'm very proud of his play.
When are you expecting Ibaka back?
I'm not sure on Ibaka. Hopefully Petrie for Saturday, but questionable as well.
Well, good luck with that match against the Melbourne Tigers on the weekend.
Thank you, appreciate it.
There's Joey right there. It isn't all over and done with for the Gold Coast players, neither. The New Zealand Breakers, they've got a key game ahead with taking on the Melbourne Tigers at home. Ana, kia whakawhiti naina, kia hoki anō ki te kōti ki reira a Brendan Pongia e tatari ana ki te kōrero. Ki te kaiako te tīma I toi tū te pōnei a Andre Lamanis.
Well, Andre, it was a great defensive effort in the fourth quarter. You must have been happy with the way the side pulled together in that last quarter.
Yeah, very pleasing, but I think that is a result of work that's done earlier in the game. I thought we did a good job getting into them, working them defensively for the most part of the game. I thought in that late in the third, early fourth, they made a couple of tough shots, but we stuck with what we were doing defensively and kept believing in it and paid dividends. And we got out and run, which is important for us.
Was it ever mentioned this week that you needed to get 7 points or more to get the split on them, or was it just about getting the win?
We addressed it, certainly. We spoke first that it was most important that we got the win, because if we didn't get that, nothing else mattered. And then if the opportunity presented, that we would try and get the split on it. And thankfully, we were able to get both done.
Well, Andre, fantastic win tonight and good luck against the Cairns Taipans on the weekend.
Thanks, mate, and thanks to the crowd. They were sensational tonight.
Ai, e te iwi koe nei a Andre Lamanis, e mihi kauatu ana ki te iwi, e mātakitaki ana anō hoki a whakaata Māori ki a koutou, ko te tūmanako ka ora tonua I te Cover Breakers, ko Māori e ki a tātou katoa.